Hi there, welcome back to the Flask Mastery series. In this session, we are going to implement an endpoint that updates the company details. So let's get started. So for this endpoint, we are going to make use of the snippet that updates the user details. So I'm going to copy this up and paste it here. So I'll, of course, first of all, update the blueprint to companies. Then the URL is going to remain the same, and we also have to use the put or the patch method, and I'll ensure that the endpoint is still protected. And instead of the function being update user details, this is going to be update company details, and still it must have the ID as the parameter, since we are going to use the ID to update the company's details. And for this case, we are going to make all updates on our company model, and we are going to ensure that only the administrators and the owner of the company have the ability of updating the company details. So I'm going to ensure that we are importing the user model. So from app.models.users, we import the user model. So if we are to update a company's details, we have to first of all ensure that we get the company. So this will be updated to get company by ID, and we must query against our company class, and instead of this being user, it's going to be updated to company. So in case the ID does not exist, we have to return a response that the company is not found. So this will be updated to company not found. So in case the currently logged in user type is not that of an administrator, and the user ID to which the company belongs does not belong to the currently logged in user, we have to return a response that you are not allowed to update the company details. And instead of this having user ID, it's going to point to company dot the user ID. Then we also have to import the 403 status code. So I'm going to paste it here. So if these first two conditions are false, then we have to go ahead and update the company details. So I'm going to update this to name. Then we can also update the company's origin. So this is going to be updated to origin. And instead of the email address, we are going to have the company's description. So cases whereby the name or the origin or the description do not exist within the request, then we do not have to update the company's information. So this is going to be updated to company, and same applies to the description. Then we are not working with the password hashing for this case, and same applies to the emails. Then since the name of the company must be unique, we have to check that in case there is already an existing company name within the database, we have to ensure that it is not reused. Then I'm going to go ahead and update this variable to company. And instead of the first name, we have to ensure that we are passing in the company name. Then same applies to the origin and the description. So having updated all that, we shall have to commit this session, and this is not required. Then to return a customized response, we are going to pass in the company name and company information. So this is going to be company, and I will ensure that I'm copying the object from here. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and test this endpoint. First things first, I'm going to create a new request. Then the request name is going to be update company. So we are going to update the details of company ID 2, and that is Duffin Book Publishers. So we are going to update it to Duffin and Sons Book Publishers, and when I make a new request, we can see that the name has been updated to Duffin and Sons Book Publishers. So I'm going to try to refresh our database and check whether this data has also been updated. So we can see that the name has been updated. So I can also test this with company ID 4, and the response that is returned is that you are not allowed to update this company. This is because with company ID 4, this is Gloria Book Publishers, the user ID is 1, and the currently logged in user details are for Duffin Nabatanzi. I'm going to finalize this up by updating the company origin to Rwanda, then the description, and then making a new request. So once that is done, you can see that the response we are getting is that the description has been updated, and same applies to the origin. I hope you found this session insightful. Thanks for watching, and see you again in the next session.